बनाने के लिए पार्टनर के लिए समझना भी
So do you think that what is happening there is just because they have no purpose in life?
see the idea of existence itself is very subjective. So for them, as far as I can see, they are in different walks of life. Somebody is probably retired, somebody must be doing some private job, and so now he is, due to his age, no more interested in work. And then there are two middle-aged people, one probably in his 45 upper 40s to the early 50s, and the one is on the verge of retirement if he is working at all.
So what
In
so-
such a crowd, if you are to find a, let's say, a purpose, a meaningful purpose that can define the questions of existence for all of them, it would be very inappropriate and very hard, because for somebody the mere passage of time is a question of existence. For somebody, escape from the mundane existence of their house is equally an existential issue. For somebody, this is their interest and this is what they have been doing for the better part of their life. For somebody, they have nothing else to do with their time. So this is how it is. So it cannot be commented upon without getting personal.
but this is modern time, and today human has more appliances with which it can get himself engaged. But
See,
let's compare a person who was on this earth, let's say at the
today
same
we
spot
have
100 years
more
back.
appliances,
But
we have more outlets of expressions, if I may use the term, but necessarily they don't amount to solving the issues of existence. They cannot be equated to the very fact that the more appliances you have, the more platforms of expression you have, the more outlets you have, the more contentment comes into your life. It's not the case.
but what about their forefathers?
See, their forefathers had their own limitations. Their times had their own issues. They, probably during this period of time,
Now,
let's
if-
say 50 years ago,
If this is a
They-
time pass for them, what
they-
about their forefathers? What they used to do in this free time? Because
they must be
earlier,
sipping tea. They must be working in fields. Urban and urbane existence was not in fashion back then, na? Because cities started cropping up after, let's say, 1980s. A lot of population moved into cities after a considerable amount of time. So a lot of new people who earlier had an outlet, or who saw their parents spending time in a very particular idiosyncratic manner, particular to their cultural milieu, they no longer have that option. अब अगर इन लोगों के बारे में अगर हम बात करें, तो इन्होंने अपने पूर्वजों को, अपने पिता,
So do you think Shakespeare would have faced the same kind of problem that these old folks are facing? Earlier we didn't have WhatsApp and other means.
we are still in the era of WhatsApp and social media. Social media is
Now we can see the face of a person who is sitting far away from our place. But earlier, their forefathers didn't have this chance, or let's say didn't have this opportunity. So why we are facing such issues now when people are not getting in touch with other people?
because we have this option. We know that anybody and everybody is only a click away from your cell phone, or probably only a dial away from your cell phone. And he's keeping a cell phone and he is easily accessible, at least through the telecommunications mode. Because of this new influx of data culture where everything is accessible through data, we can access the virtual IDs, that is the social media platforms of somebody that we want to gather information about, somebody that we want to know about. Earlier that was not the case. If I wanted to meet you, let's say I want to meet you, I want to know what's happening in your life, I'll have to ask you, I'll have to go to your house, I'll have to find some way, I'll have to write a letter, and that will take a period of time. It will reach you, you will take time to respond to the letter. So this is how it used to happen. Now
So can we
everything
say?
is instant, but nothing sticks.
So do you think that this is some kind of decadence?
No, nothing is decadent in its essence. Yes, nothing is decadent in its essence. See, everything has its own pros and cons. Now this has brought with itself certain new advantages to human existence and certain existential ambiguities as well. Now people are expecting more, people want more out of life, but they don't know what that more means. So everybody is feeling more worked up, but more empty at the same time.
So could this be a purpose of life?
No, this is certainly not the purpose of life, but this is for me. This is surely one of the resting points of life. That yes, I have done this, I've been through this. Now let me move ahead.
So do you think that they are
Like for example, I
desireless?
will tell you.
Are they
There was
desireless?
a period when I was very much into Facebook. Now Facebook does not interest me. There was a time when I was much into WhatsApp.